We are. So we are live now. So, hi, everyone. We are live. We have Berhanu here. We have Martin.
Marion?
Marion here. Sorry about that. And we're going to talk about what they are doing, starting with Berhanu. And they're doing a fundraising for Unhoused community. I know you've been doing that for a long time. And Marion, I know you as well, for a while.
Yep.
I know you guys do an amazing job, like helping the homeless. Nobody wants to do the work, but you guys doing the work.
Right.
And you've been doing that for a long, long time. And I'm just so glad to be part of your work, even though I wish I can get involved in a lot, but how it is. But I want to start with the Brahanu and see who you are, what you do, and why even you started the helping homeless unhoused.
Yeah, before to start introducing myself,
Yes.
I like to say thank you so much on behalf of Mercy Holistic Ministry team and then Sacramento Unhoused homeless communities. Your support, you are just a blessing for us, giving idea, connecting with the different people. And then today also, you just open your broadcast for me and then my friend Marian. So I like to say thank you so much. Even today now you are advertising our annual educational and then fundraising events on October 19 from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. So I like to say thank you so much. And then my name is Brahanu Didano. I'm a founder and then executive director for Mercy Holistic Ministry. And then my friend next to me, he's also part of our team. He can just introduce himself and then.
Yes, my name is Marion Smith. I've been with ministry for almost 4 years now, from day one.
Yes. So what is it you do in there, Marion?
I was hired not initially as an on-site supervisor, but just doing the work. The good thing about it is that I was volunteering with a friend for about a year before I met Berhanu. So it was pretty much a cakewalk to do all the duties because the duties were so similar for what I'm doing with what I'm doing now. The only thing I didn't start as was as an on-site supervisor, but I'm doing that now. So what we do is we start from the ground up, and it's not rocket science. It's pretty much straightforward. People need a shower. We sign people up for the shower. We give them about 10 minutes, but we also offer them hygiene kits to include underwear, toothbrush, toothpaste, razors, and pretty much the items that we get from donations and so forth. So when we first started, we had about, I would say about 85% women's items, but we had about 85% men. So we had to do the adjustment so that it would match the reality what's out there.
Yes.
And so now we're more or less close to that. But, nowadays we're doing double shifts. So we run out of things, a little bit more often, but still we're doing the same thing. We offer the showers. After the people get out of the showers, we clean them. We have a bevy of things that we use as cleaning materials. And we have 2 showers. So it's a portable shower system that we use with our trailer. And we clean those showers and then we just put the next 2 people in. So we have a list and we go strictly by the list. And we give people a little bit more time if they have a physical handicap or if they're a little bit older.
Yeah.
But more or less, it's just 10 minutes.
Yeah. I know you guys started with 1 shower because when you had only 1 portable shower, where are you guys right now? I know a few years ago, it was still a struggle. Even you're still doing the work, but at the same time, it wasn't enough support. So where are you guys right now when it comes to people supporting the city, supporting the state and all that?
So when we were starting, our shower, I remember in January 7, 2021, we got the only 2 customers. That's a good beginning. So after that, just once a week, we were in a lot of places. We invited with the city, churches, some different non-profit organization. And then after that, after 6 months, we got one location, 13th and then C Street. We were there, and then that was really hard the time. It was in the middle of COVID.
Mm.
But after that, people, they just realized we are, present on the city. So we were getting a call from the church, a call from food bank, a call from different kind of cities. So we were, how many places? It's more than.
Well, let me tell you, we started on January 5th, 2021. I remember that day. I think it was a Thursday. The rain was coming out sideways. We were in the Citrus Heights area. We had this tent where the bladder just burst, but we were wearing our rain gear. And, this is a funny thing about working in adversity. If you can work in adversity, then you can do anything. Just a normal day, it's like heaven to you. So we work on weekends, we work on evenings, we work on holidays, work on my birthday and so forth. So what that gives you is this sense of normalcy that you can work through anything. And almost forgot your question. What was your question?
No, I mean, how we started in kind of.
Oh, yes.
And where you are right now.
Yes. Okay.
Compared to where you started.
Oh.
Right. So 13th and C was one of the first places that we got, which was stable. And by stable, that really requires definition, because we had to back into this lot, which was it was owned by a fellow named Mark Barrett, who is a homeless advocate. I did not know how to back the trailer in. That's the first problem.
Mm.
And the people who were helping me were giving me pretty spotty instructions as to how I do it. I can just remember saying, just everyone just, be quiet, roll the windows up and back that trailer in. And now I'm pretty good at it, without bragging, but I'm pretty good at it. So we're going to have that spot for a little bit longer. But there was a time when we did what's called a warming project in the Citrus Heights area, where we literally worked at 10 different churches, from LDS, from Catholic, and to mostly Lutheran churches and so forth, with food banks and so forth. They were set up really well. They're organized really well, such that the people were brought to us one at a time or two at a time. They would have their own towels and so forth, which was a big boost to us, and their own underwear and hygiene kits. So they bring us 2 people. When they got out, we clean the showers and say, okay, we need 2 more people. So it was pretty good operation. So we did that for 1 year, and then with the hopes of doing it for another year. We've also set up in places like Placerville, on Sundays, to show what our program looked like. And in the Davis area as well, which you don't know where the homeless population is going to be, but you have to go to where they are.
Yeah.
And this word of mouth thing works very well with most endeavors. It's going to be a word of mouth. Hey, so-and-so is giving showers in such and such a place. And then that's how you pretty much get your list.
Yes. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So right now you guys are doing some fundraising as well, education of fundraising, because a lot of people don't even know this exists.
Yes.
Right.
I know you guys been doing it for 3 years,
Mhm.
and not only help them, take shower and in hygiene, give them what they need. You also help them get a job too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me say something. People, they are coming, they are asking me why you are doing this kind of stuff.
Mm.
I'm telling them the background. So let me tell you that one today too. When I was 11 years old, maybe those who don't know me, I'm originally from East Africa, Ethiopia. So in our family, we were 8. So one guy, he just from when I was 11 years old, came to me. You know that from 8 of you, 5 of them adopted from the street. I was so shocked because my dad, my mom, they never mentioned those kind of stuff. So I was so, it's confusing for me, as an 11 years old child, it's very hard to be even processed because 8 of us treated equally.
Mhm.
Whenever we are doing good stuff, we are getting, our whatever rewards. Whenever we are doing bad stuff, our getting the same discipline, the same school they sent us, the same clothes. They just treated us equally. All are we just called in our father's name, and then after that we have one tradition. Every Saturday morning, we have a breakfast culture. So after I hit that one, and then after 6 months, when we were, playing and, chatting each other, eating breakfast, one lady, she just knocked and then go inside. She was crying.
Mm.
So we were so, what's going on, kind of. And then she was, and by the way, the second child in the house. And so my sister name is Maseret. One the lady, she's crying, calling her name. She said, when I was pregnant for Maseret, I was homeless. I was on the street. Somebody, without her knowledge, somebody
Yeah.
brought her, and then she got pregnant, and then she delivered from the hospital, and then she don't know where she go.
Oh,
And
her
then she
child.
went some, you know, uh, garbage disposal. She just put it, my sister
Oh,
there. And then she went somewhere. She was watching my mom and then my older sister. They
oh,
went there and then they
Peter.
picked it up and then adopt
Oh,
her. And then she
yeah.
said, forgive me.
Oh,
This is just hard time for
yeah.
me. Can you forgive? And then my mom, she stand and then she asked my sister, if God were
Hmm.
not connecting with us, you were not living. Mercy is not yours.
Yeah.
You have to forgive your mom.
Yeah.
And then it was very emotional time for us. And then they just hug each other. They were
Hmm.
crying. And then after that, my mom, she asked, I am your mom. I born in my heart. Your mom, she just born from her womb. Where are you going? You like to go with your mom or with me? She saying, I'm not going from my father and my mom. When I
Hmm.
grown, I gonna help both of you. And then
Oh,
after I hear that one, I say, we don't have any even
yeah.
enough income.
Yeah.
We are very low income family, but my dad and then my mom, they have a big heart for needy people.
Yeah.
I say, when I'm growing, I'm gonna be continue that legacy.
Oh,
That is the source.
yeah.
Now I am just doing the same thing
Yeah.
now here in
For
in United States of America. So that legacy they transfer for me. Now we are trying to transfer for our family. Anyway, that is the
yes.
source of our ministry. Most of the people they think we started here. No, my wife also she had the same
Yes.
history. Her family they are just showing the love of Christ by action, not just by talking. My family also they gave us that legacy. So when I'm thinking Mercy Holistic Ministry, it just born from our family. We
Yeah.
got from our family. So those who have marriage, those who have kids, make sure what kind of legacy you're gonna be transfer for your kids,
Hmm.
hatred or love.
Yeah.
My family, my wife family, they transfer for us equally treating human being as it is.
Yeah.
So
Regardless.
that is the legacy I got from my family. My wife, she got a legacy. So we that is the burden. That is the heart we have it. So now we are doing that. So anyway, when we are thinking about Mercy Holistic Ministry,
Hmm.
we used to be my wife and then we were in Dubai. So 5 years we were in Dubai, and then in 2007 we got a DV lottery, and then when we were arriving here, uh, we don't know the language, we don't know the culture, we don't know the system. It was day and the night was dark for us. And then after that, we just try to struggling, set up. And then after that, we decided those who are coming to America, they don't need to suffer like we suffer. And then we
Mm.
say we have to stop that darkness life. And then because of that, in 2008, we start, a foundation for Mercy Holistic Ministry. Whenever Ethiopian, Eritrean come into this country, the first thing we are
Mm.
just helping them, taking DMB, taking them social security, going with them to immigration kind of, and then job opportunity. We already settled. We were even when they are getting apartment
Mm.
for long time. We were a co-signer for them
No.
because they don't have any,
Yeah.
credit history.
Yeah.
So we start Mercy Holistic Ministry, and then after that, also we did in 2008. After 1 year, we did fundraising, and then we raised more than nearly $10,000 with our church. Now our office is there, town and the
Mhm.
country. They support us, and then from 2008 to 2014
Mm-hmm.
we helped in Ethiopia 706 children,
Wow.
supplying a school
Amazing.
supply.
Yes.
So most of them now they graduates. One of our kids in Makale, He's now a professor in one university.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
after that, in 2014, okay, we are here, but we are just keep going to our home country. What can we do for
Yeah.
this country? And then my wife and then I and then our three kids, they were small. And then we told them we're gonna be now helping, we're gonna be starting to feeding needy people. And then in 2014, we were making, you know, burgers, both from our pockets, Gatorade, water, kind of stuff. We just started on that.
Mhm.
And then after a couple of months, we invited Ethiopian community, Eritrean community, white community. We have a lot of connection. We were feeding from 2014 to 2000, end of 18, next to Lausanne and Fish downtown.
Oh yeah.
Because people, they are camping there. Nobody's not feeding them. So once a month, we were feeding more than 200 people.
Wow. Homeless.
Homeless, yes.
Unhoused.
And then in 2018, other non-profit organizations, they came the same location. They were doing the same thing. And then when we were checking the street, most of unhoused people, they were throwing clothes, foods, everything. So we said, this is not the right thing. We are here
Yeah.
just not to, distributing and, doing the resources. So we start to ask them, you see the clothes, you see that food you are throwing, do you have any other need? We start to interview informally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are right. We have a food, clothes, everybody is feeding them, but they say they don't have shower.
Wow.
That is the time. So I took that idea to our board member. By the way, we have from 2010 until now, also we have a state license, federal license officially.
Yes.
So, and then we start to raising funds to buy a shower trailer for them.
Yeah.
In the middle of COVID, we raised $35,000 from our friends, from churches. We did a lot of fundraising, and then we ordered a 2-room shower from Indianapolis in the middle of COVID.
Wow.
And then in 2020, they delivered for us on December, I remember. And then we put it just to be hired, driver, cleaners, kind of. And then 12 the people, they registered online for interview. In the middle of that, one guy, his name is, we have a common friend, his name is Mark. He have a shower program. He called me and then he was training me and then he connected with me with Mary. And then informally, I asked Marian, oh, Marian, you are a good volunteer. Are you really joining somewhere there is a job opportunity? Can you come and then try your best? I told him 12 people, they are already registered. You can just come. I gave it to our office address. Even I didn't tell him about our ministry, our office. The interview day, we were expecting 30 employees. The 12 people that really showed up.
Wow.
Marian, he showed up by himself.
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
It's meant to be.
Yeah.
So we started from that. So the last 4 years, Marian and then our staff, they are my hero, by the way. They served more than 12,000 people, giving a shower, feeding them, clothes. And then also one of our staff, his name is
That is.
his name is Sean. I met him. He was one of our customers. He was fighting with the police department, fighting with Mark, the guy, he introduced me. One day he told me, this guy, I'm not just working. I am not serving him. You can take care of it. He came to me and then I just built a relationship. And then one day I asked him, I know you are a lot of times you were inside the prison. You getting tired of this life? He said, Brahanu, I'm tired of it. Then I asked him, are you ready to change your life? He said, yes. Okay, do you have any talent? I asked him. He said, I can do haircuts.
Oh.
I told him next week, I'm going to be buy all the stuff. And you come and then volunteer.
Yeah.
He started after 1 or 2 months, we hired him. He did with his fiance more than 1,200 people haircuts.
Yes.
Wow.
Recently,
That's amazing.
Yeah. Recently, he is now driving a taxi driver. And then now also we connected already. I I talked to about here, the one company, men's kind of, so they are
Apprenticeship.
yeah.
Ah.
So now they got a scholar. He is now starting, training barber shop.
Wow.
So we are planning in the
That's
future
amazing.
to, open for him, and then so those kind of stuff. And then Marian friend is also, his name is Joe.
Yes.
He is so a blessing. Can you tell me about?
Oh yeah, Joe. It's kind of funny because when I was volunteering with Mark over at the, I was going to say the food bank. It wasn't the food bank. It was what do you call it? The Pipe Works. Okay, so this guy's coming through. He has like bushy eyebrows and blue eyes. And so I'm, always joke around with people. So I'm going to clean the showers extra good for this fella. And he's smiling. I saw him about 3 weeks in a row. And about the fourth week, I saw him volunteering with Mark. And so he was like quiet kind of guy. And then we found out he's highly intelligible. He was chess player of the year in Sacramento. So, just has a great sense of humor, but he's just real quiet. He carries himself, real well and so forth. So there was that. And just to get back to Sean for a minute, Sean came from St. Louis. So the people on his street name is like St. Louis. And I always joke with him because I say, you came out from out of town, you went right to the top of the social order. You got yourself a taxi, you got yourself like a haircut business going on and so forth. I said, all these other guys have to work for the street cred and you got it just like that. So that's good. We'd like to see him keep climbing, and, it will be really nice to see him inside with his own place where he's cutting hair, because he can cut any type of hair, and he looks the role. He has his long dreadlocks, and looks like he can bend a tractor tire into a figure eight. So he could take care of himself. In other words, so we're glad to see a person keep growing. But I can tell you, if I were to say almost 100% of the people that were going to succeed or at least want to change, they're participatory in their own survival. In other words, they say, "I'm tired of this life. I want to do something else." Okay, let's take Sean. He said, "I'm tired of this." All right, when he's speaking to Brahano. Anthony, who's working with you, Anthony said that, I want to do something with my life. I mean, it's hard to twiddle your thumbs and look at the trees and watch grass grow 24 hours a day when we're given this giant brain inside our heads. If we're not going to use it, we might as well have been born 5 centuries ago. Okay, so these people realize that the leverage that we have is they're saying that they want to do something. I mean, it's hard to help someone if you help them, then you turn around and then they're right back to the same place that were or worse. So, I mean, with Anthony, that's really a great case, because Anthony came to me and he said, "Can I clean the outhouse?" Because I had all the supplies. We have the 2 trailers, right? Cleaning supplies of this trailer, clean an equal amount for that trailer. I said, "Yeah, just take what you need," right? So at the end, as a reward to him, I just gave him the things that he needed for his encampment, which is just another story altogether. And then the opportunity came forward. So I can only take that so far, because now he's with you and you know all the rest. He's a tall guy. He's a handsome guy. We got him 3 suits. He was driving you around, and I thought, wow, this is the part you didn't know about, and I'll share. I'll clue you in on this. I said, "I don't know if I want to work in a restaurant and all this." I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Hold on. I want you to split yourself into 2 parts." This is a part who said yes, and a year later, all the things that came because of that. So, he's telling me that he was at the Chamber of Commerce meeting wearing his suit, standing there with you, eating little square pieces of cheese. Okay, that wouldn't have happened if you said no. All right. Okay, a little year go past, and all the things that happened, this you that's brooding, sitting at an encampment, would say, "I wish I would have taken that opportunity." But hark, you can't take it because someone else has got it. So he's glad we got him a bike, so that when he's not driving you around, he had a comfortable bike. So, I mean, that's what you do. You almost have to walk people through these things. You can't tell a person, "This is how you make $1 million," without showing them the incremental stages which are necessary for that to happen. And so much more for every little thing in life, because there's that one step that they're not going to make it, that they're not looking, and then they're right back to where they were before. So it's key critical.
It is. I honestly, that is very important. All businesses, nonprofit, we all have to come together to help our community, regardless. Even just one step, like you said, if we can just get them into the society, or they can take over after that. But they need not only the help from the state or city, they need help from the community, and they are part of our community.
Absolutely. My God, if you see a mother animal whatever, choose your animal. She's showing the baby. If she's hunting, the baby's sitting there watching it, right?
Yeah.
So we need to do the same thing and give the same care for
Absolutely.
people who are out on the street, because very often they're judged by the same standard as people who are looking for their job for the first time. And those people might have a little bit more sharpness at their disposal because of the fact that they have a home, family life, and so forth, and connections that they can rely on. But if you're out on the street, I mean, it's pretty sad. I mean, to see a guy in a wheelchair twirling around because he has one leg trying to get from one side of the street to the other. God forbid this person is supposed to take their medications, and if they have like a husband or a wife who will, like, kick them in their complacency to say, this is the time to take your medication. But what if you're out on the street, you don't have a watch, nobody's supposed to can tell you to do this thing, now you're right back in the hospital. It's like a revolving door until slowly you go into concentric circle and you're no longer here. It happens just like that too.
Like sustainable solution.
Right.
They, know, so what do you think right now, the governor, I know he came up with like, we have to, came up with a policy that to remove the unhoused from the street without creating a space for them where to go. So what do you think of that?
I think that the people that I admire best in life who see a problem, okay, there's a problem here, this is what we need to do about it, and do it. It's a real Texas two-step. If you get caught and mired in miles of bureaucracy, then that's what you're going to get. Someone's getting paid, someone's being taken care of, but the people who need the help are not getting taken care of. I'll give you a good example. So let's say someone goes to court because they've taken someone's life. So now this develops into the drama, and the person who actually died and their family, you're forgetting all about them. It's more about what's going to happen here, right? So what we need is more people. For example, like Brahano, you heard his story from Genesis, and we ain't got to the Revelation yet because there's still a lot more to do. But maybe this fellow should be cloned, or anyone who has like success. We need more people who can see what needs to be done and do it, right? Because if you're talking about another meeting, another workshop, another this or another that, this person out here is starving. It's something is real funny. I was downtown one day, this is years ago, and they had this little kiosk where you could put money in if to feed the hungry. But what if a hungry person walks right past that and they haven't eaten 3 or 4 days? What are they going to do? They're going to pop that thing open, and a roast beef dinner is going to pop out. I mean, so it's a nice start, but we need to be able to help people right now. And then the reciprocation to that is the person has to also, like I said, participate in their own survival, because we can't breathe for the person. It's not like we're standing around and saying, breathe, you forgot to breathe. You have to bring something to the table so that people can say, this is the person that I want to help. Or there's a term I heard on radio, and I don't want to use it. It was compassion fatigue, where people, it's like, like they did something good for someone. And, by the way, it's not really good to help people because it makes you feel good. What if it makes you feel good to not help people? You have to do it because it needs to be done. Period.
But you can support on all kind of ways.
Yes.
Like we are right now. You can do the fundraising. You can help through if you don't volunteer, at least help with your fund.
Yes.
There's some people, they don't want to get involved, but get involved in all kind of ways. We need information. We need technology. We need volunteers. We need fund. So everyone can contribute something.
It's funny. I was listening to some, because when I was growing up, they always would quote Mother Teresa and how she was helping people on the sidewalks of Calcutta. Were born on the sidewalk, lived on the sidewalk, and died on the sidewalk. And then someone made a curt remark that, well, you need to have some billionaire could just write a check and do much more than she did in all the years that she was doing. Why don't we do both? Because you need people on the ground to make eye contact with people. And then there are people who are not so much. They kind of wince if they have to look in your eyes. So, if they were writing a check for something, then someone's going to use that money responsibly, which is key critical these days. And then we could bring those two together and make stuff happen.
Absolutely. And I'm always trying to make the government were accountable too. So how do you think you're being helped when it comes to the city council members, the officials? Do they even know? Do they go down to the people and see what the problem and what the solution, and support you and support other people so they can support what they're doing?
Let me just tell you about our annual educational and fundraising event. We start just before 3 years ago. You know why we started that one? Some of the people from the community, they came to me They
Mhm.
say, why you are helping them? I say, why I'm not helping them?
Mm.
They say, no, they are drug addicted. They are kind of
Judging.
so, because of that, whenever they are our customer, when they are coming to us, when they are waiting, that is the time I am just building a relationship with them,
Yeah.
approaching them. And then when I was really giving my attention, when I'm listening there, you see, most of them, they were in a college, professor.
Yeah.
Some of them are in a big position in educational part,
Mm-hmm.
in hospital, different kind of position. And then the communities, they are just generally judging them,
Yeah.
but their life challenge was completely different.
Yeah.
That is why we start educational.
Absolutely. People
Our
need to be
community,
educated.
they
Yeah.
have to have education. If they don't have educational, knowledge why people they are going outside, they're gonna be just keep judging
Yeah.
the community. On the first time when we got a invitation in 2021 from Fusan City, uh, they invited us to just partnering. Five churches opened their church one week. But the church they are hosting them. We were going there, giving a shower, some other heart program. They were coming and they're connecting with EBT, health kind of resources.
Mm.
After 5 weeks, that was a COVID time.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Folsom City Police Department head, he was telling us he was there 25 years, just in charge of the homeless community. He said the last 25 years, every day we were getting a complaint from our community.
Mm.
But the last 5 weeks, you can give them a shower, you host them, you feed them. The last 5 weeks, we never get any call. He say, thank you, coming and then helping together.
Yes.
You bring a peace for us after 25 years.
Wow.
So I was
That's the
so,
result.
that is the result.
Yeah.
So when you are thinking about, the city, the county, the status, a couple of months ago, the one of the government department, they invited us all who are involving on a homeless community. They prepared for us a training. One guy, he came from New York. He was training us. And then after the training, there is a question and then IQ time. So 4 people asked, can you say us why in Sacramento homeless population going? After COVID, we just went out 67% of the homeless community. And then I was one of the speakers.
Yeah.
And then they gave it to me a chance. And then I told them one example. Here in United States, we have a giant different company. One of the fastest growing in the world is Amazon. I asked them, you know why? Other company, they are opening their shop, they just waiting their customer. But Amazon is going every customer door addressing the problem. And then I told them, Mercy Holistic Ministry, we believe in moving, not just sit down and then waiting the customer. That's why the last 4 years we did more than 12,000 people we serve. And then I asked politely the city, the county, the states, you have money, you have a nice office, but if you are not get out on the street, okay, you don't come, you don't need, you are a big authority of big places, but send your stuff to us.
Yeah.
Let's just come outside,
Yeah.
address. If you sit down there, I told them today now we are getting training, mentioned the mayor and you also mentioned giving training, getting education by itself is not bringing any change.
Yeah.
But get out and then just address practically.
Yeah.
Go. They are not, they are human beings.
Yeah.
We don't, so we are touching them, we are hugging them because we are giving their dignity back.
Yeah.
So the same is true.
Yeah.
City, county, states, they are my partner. I don't have any animosity. We are working together. But You know, we are a
But not
Christian
enough.
organization,
It's not enough.
but still we have one common goal. Our citizen is making us one. They are on the street. A lot of money is inside the bank,
Yeah.
and then a lot of people is paid on that
Taxpayers'
budget.
money
The
too.
taxpayer. But
Needs to come
if
back to
they
the
are
people.
not going outside and then supporting a small organization, we are just there on the board, you know, on the ground.
Yeah.
We didn't get any help.
Yeah.
But we got from churches, different company, for example, Mercy Hospital, Dignity. They are our partner. But we try to, you know, tell them we don't have any other agenda. I am always, whenever I have a meeting with you, I mean, city people, county, state, I'm telling us, we have three criteria to help people. The first one, they have to be human being.
Yeah.
The second one, they have to be human being. The third one, they have to human being.
Yeah.
That is our criteria.
Yeah.
Yeah, we believe in Jesus Christ. We are showing the love of Christ. But because of their background, we are not discriminating anybody.
Yeah.
That's not our business, their background. Our business as a citizen and then also as a Christian, we have to equally treat everybody the same. So we are inviting all our city come to us. Send, you know, medical department to outside.
Yeah.
Send different kind of your staff. But if they are just staying there and they're waiting change,
Yeah.
that's not
Nothing is
bringing
gonna
it.
happen.
And then also for our community, I have a message for you. If you sit down in your comfort zone, just whenever somebody is coming to your area, calling police department on unhoused people, you cannot get any change. You have to get out from your comfort zone. Come outside with us.
Yes.
Support us. Help us. Not only us. There is a lot of, you know, a non-profit organization working with homeless or unhoused community. If we are not helping those guys, we cannot bring any change by ourselves.
Yes.
As a community, please come to us, ask us. For example, I didn't mention it already. You both of mentioning about connecting. The last 4 years, we donated more than 265 bikes for our unhoused people because we like to encourage them. Go find out a job opportunities.
Yeah.
We have 3 partners, including you know, Queen Sheba.
Yeah.
She hired for us.
Yeah.
And then other our friends, they hired on cleaning company. Other company also hiring for us, not for us, but for unhoused. Because I don't believe giving money is not changing somebody's life. Giving a job opportunity,
Yes.
giving a purpose,
Yes.
giving a hope, changing a lot of people's life.
Absolutely.
We saw that Mary is a witness. I am a witness. A lot of people now, they are connecting with the job opportunity,
Yeah.
getting a bike, hired Starbucks,
Yes.
hired on FedEx.
Yeah.
Because of that, you know, bike, Miriam, you know that.
Mhm.
So we have a lot of, you know,
Yeah.
news from them. They are coming back. And then also, if you remember, in January 2024, American River College, they are our partner. They know us. They invited us community events. So we were one of the community events. So 2 American River College students, they came to Marion. Tell us about it.
Oh, you know, it's funny. I think one of the people was homeless initially, and he just wanted to give thanks for the fact that we were there. And I just want to kind of tie this to a larger tapestry, and I'll get back to that. But I was speaking to 2 ladies because I thought, you know, if there are a lot of groups out there that help ladies, then why are you ladies out here? And I would think that maybe a van would help specifically ladies who are in more peril than not, and more than you know, guys in some certain cases. Why are they not here to help you? You know, just go on the list and so forth. And they would give various answers. One of the ladies, I won't use their name because maybe they want anonymity, but she said that she had a job and she had an apartment. She could no longer afford the apartment. I mean, it's just simple mathematics. I don't see any drugs involved in that. I don't see any malfeasance in that. I mean, either you can afford your rent or you can't. If you can't afford it, then you have to move out. So that doesn't fall into one of those nefarious conditions that they want to lump everyone together. And what that does is it makes people psychologically listless. I can remember as a kid watching these kids where the flies were on their mouth and on their face. Now, what state of mind must you be in where you're not going like that to get
Yeah.
the fly off, and they're all over the place, and that whatever is in there deep that
Yeah.
they've just given up. And so there's a lot of people out there in various states of that,
Yeah.
and you can't see it, but you know it by the actions that they are not taking.
Yeah.
And so it's not normal. Let's just say it's not normal to be
Yeah.
out there. And in the respect, you can almost say that they are your heroes when it's 32 degrees outside and they're
Yeah.
out there. Or they can hear something nibbling at their tent, and you know what that is, right?
Mhm.
Or it's just as absolutely filthy. Or on days where inside your tent it could be 110 or 115 degrees. You know, and you're thinking, well, you know, these people are surviving through all of that.
Yeah.
And you know, I would even ask them. I'm not through mockery, but I would say, how can you do that? And they're saying, what's the alternative? You know.
Yeah.
Again, you know, some of these are like they're ladies out there, so they all need help,
And
especially the
housing.
elderly.
Housing should be a human right.
Yes, there it is.
You know, before Sri,
That has to be,
Yes.
especially in the
That-
Western country, like where we came from in Ethiopia.
oh yes,
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, you know, you can stay with your sister
Oh.
or with your mom, your
Mhm.
dad, you know, unless you're fleeing, you know, running away, whatever.
Right.
But and I lived also in England. So in England, housing is a human right, regardless. If you don't have a job, you have a house.
Right.
Women are and children are housed regardless.
Right.
Elderly housed regardless. Men, they don't have a job until they get a job. The government pays
Yes.
for the housing. But right now, what I don't understand is we're living in the richest country in
Mhm.
the world.
yes,
Mhm.
And when we see, you know, homelessness
Mhm.
and they judging them instead of helping them, putting
Right.
that money, taxpayers' money supposed to be to help our community, underrepresented community like the homeless. But where they invest the money in the name of housing, they invest it in big companies
Mhm.
and they go, oh, we're giving billions of dollars taxpayers for real estate or investors in the name of
Mhm.
affordable housing. What
Right.
about for the people who don't afford?
yeah,
What about they put like 20%, 10% affordable housing
Mhm.
and you still have to pay? And a lot of people are one paycheck away
Mhm.
to be a homeless.
Yeah.
Not drug, they make it, oh, it's drug. Yeah, so people are stressed and depressed because of the lifestyle that has been expected from us. Women, we have to do 10 jobs a day, you know.
Yeah.
So, in the same time, there is no supporting system
No.
for the community. And instead, they take it from all these companies and big non-profits.
Mhm.
They inject all that taxpayers' money, but they're not connected to the community like the homeless they serve.
Right.
But they gotta get out, like you say, they gotta get out from their office
yes, comfort zone.
and go and look at the homeless. What's going? Me, I'm on Broadway.
Mhm.
I'm like, I see my homeless every day, and these people they don't see them, and they can do something about it, but they choose not to do something about it. Invest in the homeless and support the people like you who's doing the job. They should be pouring the money, the information, the resources, and everything on you. Not only 12,000, you can serve
Oh,
double and triple
Always,
homeless.
always.
So, but we gotta be asking our politicians and our officials, how are they? Where is the money they're spending?
here is the challenge. You know, every given night, Sacramento, more than 10,000 unhoused people on the streets.
Yeah,
But we have only the government, only they have 2,700 people only housing. Imagine where they gonna be going.
yeah.
If you push them, it's not a solution.
No.
It's not a solving solution. Is pushing the people from the tent. You are not bringing any change for our community. And then peace. You are more developing animosity, hatred, and then also violence. Because whenever you are pushing people, they have more violence. They're going to be break our community's door, our community's car, because you are pushing them.
Yeah, how many times next door?
Stop pushing the homeless community. I have a big respect police departments. whatever position you are, I have a big respect for you, pushing them, messing around. Maybe it's going to be clean your name, your political background, or your choice, but that is not bringing a solution.
No.
Albert Einstein, he said, the positive people, they are a solution for every problem.
Yes.
The negative people, they are a problem for every solution.
Yes.
Whenever you are pushing the homeless community from the street, you are a negative person,
Yeah.
a negative people. You are not a solution. You have to resign from your position.
Yeah.
You are not bringing a solution. Money is not bringing a solution. Idea, bring your idea to us. We can bring to you. Moving, going around like as Amazon, addressing the problem is bringing a solution. If you are sending the police department, sending different people, messing around our citizens, that's not bringing a solution.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to come from your comfort zone. You stay there, but support us. Support other non-profit organizations. Let's sit down and then challenge each other.
Yeah.
If one company get out from his comfort zone, if they are, well, we are serving 12,000 unhoused, we are a solution for them. You have more than enough money, staff. Please, let's set aside our difference. Yes, we believe in Jesus Christ, but that's not making you and me work together for the same solution. We are outside for our citizen, not for any hidden agenda.
Yeah.
So we are politely invite you. Let's sit down, be human.
And show up on here.
Yes, come and then October 19th to our, our flight. Everything is at the address 4049 Marconi Avenue, Sacramento, California, 95821 address. Let's sit down. Let's discuss together. Let's just be a solution.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't just push the people away thinking the problem is going to go away. Find a solution, create a policy that really supports the homeless is in the underserved, underrepresented community. Even when you're not, right now, a lot of people are losing their job.
Yeah.
There's so much mental health problem going on. There's so much, it's so expensive even to get into the healthcare system.
If it weren't so sad, it'd be kind of comical. I can remember watching movies where if someone were in jail and they would sit down on a cot, and the person said, "Oh, you're sitting on my spot." He moves somewhere else, they say, "You're sitting on my spot." So, it never ends, in other words, right? But I mean, to quote someone that I was speaking to, they said, if you're going to tell it all, right?
Yeah.
And so we went past in the homeless encampment where he used to stay. And he said when him and his brother would stay there, they would keep things real neat and so forth. Because if you don't keep things neat, then you're going to draw attention to yourself in the most undelightful way. And I'll never forget what he said. He said, "This looks like a third world country, right here in America." Now, here's a homeless guy saying that. So this is a challenge to the community who thinks, well, I can just declare that I'm homeless and the floodgates of heaven will open up to me. No, they won't. Because like I said, you got to participate in your own survival. And the rest of the people who are getting that help, things would dry up for them if you start to create problems. We can use the outhouse as a perfect example. We had it there until we didn't have it there, and that was based off someone's misbehavior. So, I mean, if you look at it in region-wide, we should also have a representative from the community that says, until we can get what it is where we need to be, to that level of dignity. I mean, because you think about it, let's say if you're going for an apartment, if you compare like a person who isn't homeless and they're moving from one place to the next, okay? They want to look at your credit score. They want to look at a homeless person's credit score. They want to look at if you're evicted. They want to look at if you've been evicted. They want to look at your criminal past. They want to look at your criminal past.
They make it impossible.
Right, so it makes it perpetually, you're going in this circle until you hit that part where you just feel hopeless.
Yeah.
And then you hear, why are you homeless?
Yeah.
So then you go through it. And then you get, why are you homeless? So it's ridiculous, really. Especially
in our Black community. Even though we only 5% Black people in California, nearly 40% of homeless are Black people.
Yeah, and I can't say I didn't see that the first time I went over to Loaves and Fishes, because either you can anesthetize yourself and say that you're not going to see it, or
Yeah.
you know, but then you have to say, you know, a lot of these people are black. You know, what's
Yeah.
going on here? You know, and a lot of them are male too.
Yeah,
So if
and
you
they
want
don't
to
want to
create,
give us reparation. They don't want to give us fund. They don't want to get us the, like you were saying, give a man a fish, he will eat a day.
Mhm.
Teach him how to fish, he
Mhm.
will eat for life.
Yes,
So they don't want to do that to our community. They don't want to
Yes.
invest in the black community. They don't want to invest in the black businesses. They don't want to invest now in California, the
Mhm.
richest state too,
Mhm.
the fifth richest state by itself.
in the world, yeah.
And then the richest state, the whole in the United States.
Mhm.
And we have a homeless problem. We
Number one.
have a youth problem.
Mhm.
Why? Because that's why they get hired to solve that problem.
Right, right.
I mean, we can help them. I can help Queen Sheba to hire homelesses and feed homelesses.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the main solution comes from them by bringing us together
That's right.
and say, how can we help? I feel like they don't even know the community they serve. They don't even go down to the homelesses and ask, how can I help? What is the problem? How do we serve you? And instead, they're too busy serving themselves.
Well, I think one of the most dangerous
That's
zones
what
is
it
if
is.
you accept this as normacy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not normal.
It's not
you know?
normal at all,
I mean, if you're a
especially
kid,
for California.
right? Like, so let's say if you're a kid and you don't have any knowledge of tort law or anything of domestic abuse, you know that you're not being treated right. You
Yeah.
know that something's wrong without even able to articulate that. So, I
Yeah.
mean, being out there is not normal to
Yeah.
live amongst rats. It's not normal to be a victim of random violence, you know, on a daily basis. It's just,
Yeah.
it's not normal
It's not
behavior
normal, and
for a human being, you know?
And we're letting we're not making our official accountable.
Yeah.
That's what they get paid for. That's why we pay tax.
Mhm.
So if we pay tax and they're not taking care of the homeless, it's like you said, they should be removing themselves.
Yeah.
If our community is in desperate and suffering, and the youth are not getting the proper education and opportunity
Mhm.
accordingly, obviously you setting them up to get into jail when they come out from jail. Oh, you can't get a job now. Oh, you this, you that. I mean, who do we make accountable if we don't make the state and the city and the county supervisor? They get paid so much money
Mhm.
to solve that problem, but while they're making us accountable, but they're not making themselves accountable.
Yes.
Last July, I was in Oregon.
Yeah.
So there is a community meeting. So I heard about one amazing, I never even realized that's happening. One of the Oregon mayor, he died on the street as homeless, which is, we have a problem on system.
Yeah.
Nobody is not by calculation now going on the street.
Yeah.
The system by itself.
Yeah.
So all policies going from city, from county, from state, we have to evaluate back our system.
Yeah.
Our system is taking out our citizen on the street. For example, the first annual meeting 3 years ago, one of the lady, we invited her, she knows really, she have a good researcher. She said, one and then the biggest reason people they are going on the street, 84% is housing.
Yeah.
84, not
Yeah.
drunk,
Wow.
not alcohol.
Yeah.
Even she told us in I think UC Davis or I think one university, they did research why people going outside on the street. So on Berkeley University,
Yeah.
yes, that's the research was happening. So people, after they went out on the street, they started drunk after 6 months,
Yeah.
especially ladies,
Yeah.
because that's not safe places.
Yeah.
They cannot just awaken and sit down all night. So they started
Yeah.
taking drug because they
Yeah.
have to protect. That is, but most of the people, they are just assuming about homelessness completely wrong.
Yeah.
84% is housing.
Housing.
And then
Housing.
the lady, she told us,
I agree.
if somebody in California,
Yeah.
hourly, if he's not paid $35 an hour, anytime he expose himself on the
Yeah.
street.
Yeah.
Who can
So
pay?
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is housing. For example, if one apartment adding in a monthly payment $100, 15% of people they are going on the street
Yeah.
because they cannot afford.
Yeah.
So the main and then the big reason is housing.
Yes.
For you already mentioned it, just building by itself is not bringing any solution.
Yeah. It's
For what
making,
purpose?
making
What
this
policy?
real estate more rich.
Yeah.
That's all it is. They put, honestly, for me, I would rather, so this is what they do. At the state level, we have over $300 billion, and they put like 50 or 20, $30 billion on housing.
Mhm.
But the housing, the money, what they take, who they give it to is their friends and their companies, real estate company. So they feed that money to them in the name of creating the housing. But at the end of the day, they're putting it into the pocket of more real estaters and builders, but they're not building housing for underserved, underrepresented community. So how do they expect? Why don't they use that money, the government itself, build housing? That's what in Europe they do. Is the
Yes.
government themselves, and
Yes.
instead of giving it to the rich people so they can just make more money on housing, they build the housing themselves, and they put people who don't have job, or if they need low income. Now the government is making money back to them, then they can give it to another one. But when you're giving it to the people, real estate, or this rich real estaters,
Right.
they're only using taxpayers' money to build their apartment and everything. Oh, we're giving 10% or 5% low income.
Right.
But no, that's a lie and deceive. You're just making more housing, but the housing are not affordable. But the taxpayers' money is paying for it. And instead of going direct to the homelesses and using that money to create, if they drug, would you think they get the drug? From here?
Yeah.
That's available too.
Mhm.
Everything available.
Yeah.
But instead of creating a sustainable solution for our unhoused, right now, how many times Queen Shiva has been broken?
Yeah.
How many times next door, the Thai restaurant, every day?
Mhm.
Because the unhoused people are not happy.
No.
And I don't blame them. And then we keep on spending more money and more money, more money into businesses, and no support even for businesses. But we have so much money at the state level. Over last year, it was over $300 billion, $390 billion, and plus the surplus.
Yeah, I
Where's
mean,
that money if not helping the homeless?
Well, I
Why
mean,
we need the road to be fixed? We'd rather
Yeah.
fix the homeless problem
Yeah,
first.
that's true.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the mathematics on those numbers were so astounding. I didn't want to I didn't verify them myself, but I did, just with common sense. I thought, well, wouldn't you divide that by the amount of people who are homeless? I mean, wouldn't you be able to get them 3 or 4 homes apiece? If it were like
But the
that, 'cause
amount
it
of
doesn't
money
make any sense to me,
don't make
right?
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, as a Mercy Holistic Ministry, we have a
Yeah.
goal. We have also a motto. What is our motto? Some of the people, they say, you are now coming and encouraging people to go outside. No, we are not there to encourage them to come back. Here is our motto. We are there not to produce consumer generation. We are there to produce productive generation,
Mhm.
which is not giving money, but giving purpose, giving hope, giving a job opportunity.
Yeah.
If you believe on that, come to us. Let's campaign together.
Mhm.
Let's team up together. Whatever talent you have, please come and then talk to us. We need your expert.
Mhm.
Whatever you have, resources, in kind resource, financial
That's
resource, come to us. Let's discuss how we can bring a peace, like we bring a peace with Folsom City. They invited us. The church, they opened their door. We helped the homeless community. They respond for us peacefully. But if we are just protecting our comfort zone, me, kind of, on that attitude, we cannot bring any solution for our community.
That's
I
right.
ask you politely, whoever bike you have it, just in your backyard, bring for us. Our website is mercyholisticministry.org. Go there. And then our address is 4049 Marconi Avenue, Sacramento, California, 95821. That is our address.
Yes.
Bring your bike. Let's give the opportunity. Let's see the change. But if you sit down next to your TV, if you are expecting any change, please don't expect anything. You're just full of complaint.
Yeah.
You're gonna be just full of developing hatred. Our brothers and then our sisters, they are not going outside on the street intentionally, taking plan. Nobody. I am the witness.
Mm-hmm.
I spend with them a lot of times. That is completely lie. So please, let's get down from our comfort zone. Whatever talent, whatever resources you have, let's not only with our company. Please go the other non-profit organization, support them.
Yeah.
Most of them now they are out of service because they cannot afford paying their employee. Now, for example, we have 8 employees, 7 employees. We like to make them full time, but because of we don't have a resource. Now we are 3 days in a week. We like to expand, hire more people from the street, and then we like to be a solution, not a problem. So we invite you for October 19th, our annual educational fundraising event. So thank you for your time to listen.
Yes, please get involved. This is our community. We are community, one community. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Sacramento is where we live. Our kids live, our neighbors. So we are one. Sacramento is surrounding. So when the homeless are our problem too.
Yes.
Not just a government problem.
No.
So you guys are like doing amazing, and you need to be supported. You need to be supported. Whatever that you need, why not? Because you supporting the homeless that I couldn't do or somebody else couldn't do. So please support and go. If you cannot show up, at least support with your fund and money, and just being there is very important. So we can really solve this homeless problem once for all. I mean, this is a Western civilization. The money is there, the education there, the opportunity there. People come from all over the world to get that opportunity and education. And then why not go down into the community, the homeless community, and help them in whatever they need without judging?
Yeah.
Because we know perfect.
And
Jesus said, don't throw the stone.
Yeah, I might say this too. There's one other kernel of treasure that comes out of this. A lot of the people who receive the help, then they turn into the helper.
Yeah.
And that is like the transformational thing that you want to get to, because well, someone helped me, now I want to help someone else. I know it seems simplistic, but it's the next logical link in the chain from being here and needing help to turning into the person who received the help and who is now helping. But we have that, so it will be like it's full circle. It's not just can receive the help from others, but you have to be the person who is now helping. That's key critical as well.
Rich one, teach one. We gotta rich. We gotta give our hands. God said, you didn't feed me when I was hungry. You didn't house me when I'm a homeless. You didn't visit me when I was in the. That is us people he's talking about. He ain't gonna come from the sky. And that is the people he's talking about, regardless. Every religion practices that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and the other thing too is people usually become like the people that they hang around. So they say you don't just be very aware of your peer group. So I mean, if you're going to be receiving, then you're more or less going to become like the person who is, giving the blessing. So it's a win-win. What you call win-win situation.
Yeah, we have to, because human being. We need to take care of human beings. That's God's children, no matter what. We the same as the homeless out there.
Yeah, and then if the linkage becomes large enough, then if we can help you with something, just like a baton handoff, then we can give it to someone who can help you.
Yeah. So please get involved and support Mercy Holistic Ministry. You guys doing the job. I really appreciate. Honestly, we need hundreds of
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
like you were saying.
Yeah.
We need hundreds
Yeah,
of
yeah.
you,
They need to be
you know?
cloned. Yeah, yeah.
Honestly. And people can volunteer. It doesn't need to be just money either.
Yeah, right,
You
right,
can
right.
volunteer.
Yeah.
You guys do the homeless shower every week. They can actually go and see what you do. So just to get involved, all of us. I get involved when it comes to hiring the homeless community, when it comes to feeding the homeless. I'm not gonna say, oh, food is expensive, I'm not gonna feed homeless. No, I'm going to, because they need to eat, they need to be taken care of. So we have to do that regardless. Do our part. Do something, like Michelle Obama said, do something. If we don't do something, each of us, then instead of just judging and throwing the stone, no, we gotta do something. And thank you for you guys too for the work that you do. We have to appreciate you because you're doing the work that most people don't want to do.
Right, right, right.
So you need to be supported. If we're not supporting you, then who are we supporting? All these nonprofit guys, all good. Everybody do a good job, but we have to support you. So please support. And I thank you. We'll be there. I'll be there.
Thank you.
I'll be, talking about how I got involved in here too.
Yeah.
So please support, wherever we are, we have to support each other.
I think this is a good time for me to thank you for our partner,
Yes.
the Lutheran Church, First Presbyterian, Catholic Church, Orthodox Church, the Muslim community, Christian community, Ethiopian, Eritrean community, and then also different kind of families. You stand with us. That's why we staying still in our mission. So thank you so much for your bike donation, financial support, in-kind donation. So all the supporter praying for us, encouraging us, and then also showing the way, like Kunshiba, and then more other company hiring for us, the unhoused and the homeless community. Thank you so much. Let's stand. Let's do more. We can change not only Sacramento. If we are standing together, we can change our world. Thank you so much. Thank
Amen
you.
to that. Really see.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
very much.
And make sure you show up and support our community and Unhoused community. Thank you. All right, we'll see you there.
See
I
you.
can't
Okay.
wait. Yes.